And welcome everyone to News West 9 Game Time, the show with all of your scores and highlights from tonight's high school football action all across the Permian Basin. I'm Trevor Tankersley.
And I'm Lee Small. It's our second of two shows tonight. We're, of course, the only station in town that has two shows, Trevor, on Friday night.
Working late.
We've got a big slate of games on the plate tonight, so let's get started with our game of the week.
This is the Academy Sports Game of the Week.
This week's Game of the Week is right back at Ratliff Stadium, featuring two teams who are coming off completely different results. The 12th-ranked Midland Bulldogs are coming off a 41-7 rout over Permian at Ratliff last week, while Odessa got rocked at Abilene last Friday night. But when two rivals meet, the stats go out the window. Out to Ratliff we go for this one. First drive of the game for the Broncos. Odessa is ready for this one. There you see them get pumped up before the game. Bradley Marquez, who else? We showed him earlier getting his Built Ford Tough Player of the Week award. This one he's going to take up the right side for the score, and that would give the Broncos the lead at 7-0. He would get inside the pylon. Now we'll fast forward to the first drive of the game for Midland. They're going to go to the air here. Holyfield drops back, and the Broncos defender Austin Tavares intercepting the pass. The Broncos, though, after the return, would fail to capitalize on the ensuing drive. Bulldogs showing the Broncos their running game. Tyler Middleton breaking tackles and taking this one up the left side. He would get into the end zone for the score. That would tie the game up at 7. Odessa, though, they'll stick to the ground game. It's the best part of their game this time. Ivan Subia going up the middle for the score. Missed extra point would put the Broncos up 13-7. Midland, though, answers right back before the half. Tyler Middleton again diving in for the touchdown, giving the Bulldogs the 14-13 lead. Big news from this game, Bradley Marquez left with an apparent concussion that took his helmet away from him. But Midland goes on to get the win tonight. Final score from Ratliff, 42-25.
All right, moving now to the Permian Panthers, who hit the road after last week's loss to Midland at Ratliff Stadium, where we just saw. It wouldn't be an easy road trip, though, as it was in the case of this district, as Mojo was headed to 15th-ranked Cooper tonight. Permian trying to bounce back from their loss at home to Midland last week, and it wasn't a good start for Mojo. As we get to the first play of the game, quick note on Midland, that's their last road game of the year, believe it or not. Nonetheless, here, Alfred Cooper, playing for Cooper, great name, is going to take this to the house. 75 yards for the score. Permian trails early. Permian would answer right back, though, as Van Powell, going to slow things down here. He's still running towards the end zone, Trevor. There he goes.
A little slower.
There he goes. Van Powell it is, from 13 yards out, and Mojo's back in business as we're tied up at 7. Quick strike there. He's in for the score. The Panthers would get the ball back and score in a hurry again this time.
Good start tonight
again,
for Permian.
it's Powell. He's going to take it in off the Landry Serrano feed, and Powell is gone for
the safety
another score. Well, he's just going to run clear by him at that point. Permian leading 20-7 at that point, but Cooper wasn't finished. Devon Riddick looking smooth with the 45-yard score. Cooper up 21-20 at the half, and Cooper gets the win tonight. Permian drops to 0-2 in district, 34-27.
Moving to yesterday's action in 5A, Lee hosting Abilene on ESPN2. Players and crowd pumped for this one. Coach Morton on the sideline pacing before the game. He knew he had a tough task at hand. Didn't start well first quarter. Abilene driving. Handoff to Paxton Grayer. He takes it up the left side and dives inside the pylon for the score. Touchdown Abilene. They're up 7-0. After a 3-and-out for Lee, Abilene would strike again. Herschel Sims straight up the gut. Nice turbo burst there. Untouched for the score. 14-0 Eagles at that point. Lee might have stayed a bit closer in this one if this play connected. Adrian Horton drops back looking for Corey McPherson wide open over the middle and has it go off his fingertips. So close to a score. Instead, they have to punt, and Abilene would make them pay. Interesting series here. Ronell Sims going to deep to Kirkman, who somehow comes down with it. Fumbles it as he's hit, but it goes out of bounds. Big break there. That's the way it went all night for Abilene High. 2 plays later, Ronell Sims rolls out and finds Gerard Daniel, who gets his into the end zone. Abilene rolls in this one last night. They win at 77-21.
Down in 3A, Monahans has been what we expected. 7-0, and they've won their last 4 games by an average margin of 25 points per game, so they're pretty good, obviously. Tonight, they were hosting Seminole, looking for their second district win. Seminole going to score first. You know what, Trevor? I want to run one of those flags out for one of these games. Maybe we can make that happen one game. Seminole, nonetheless, scores first when Jacob Birch finds Gerard Adams open down the field. Indians are up 7-0. Monahans wouldn't take long to get on the board, though. Quarterback Rain Rourke rolls out to his left and finds, as you would say, the Rocket finds Ricky Robledo open. He shakes off 2 defenders, makes his way into the end zone.
Coaches got excited too.
We got green in the lens. It's all right. All game tied up at 7. Lobos strike again as Byron Scharf takes the handoff and bulldozes his way not through the scoreboard but through the defensive line. He's in as Monahans rolls to 8-0 on the season, 28-14.
Down in the 3A ranks, last week the Big Spring Steers had the tough task of opening the district season on the road at Brownwood, the #1 ranked team in the 3A ranks. Now that one didn't go so well, but the Steers came home tonight for another important district battle as they hosted Sweetwater at Memorial Stadium. Out to Big Spring we go for this one. Big Spring leading 14-0 in the second. Marcos Montes, who happens to also be a photographer for us, takes it up the middle for the Mustangs. That would make it 14-7 right there. Big Spring, though, start the drive with Devontae Anderson. Didn't know if he would play. He's going to keep it himself for a good game. Good to see him back on the field. As I mentioned, we did not know if he was going to play. Neither did Coach Ritchie, frankly. Anderson, after that run there, is going to show off his passing skills now. They throw to Davion Young. The right side, nice. He'll get out of bounds, sets up good field position. Then Pete Chavaria takes the handoff up the middle for a touchdown and gets the 2-point conversion. 22-7 at the half, and Big Spring rolls in this one. They win at 36-13.
Yeah, good to see Devontae Anderson out there, certainly. Up in Lubbock tonight now, Lamesa taking on Shallowater. First quarter, Shallowater's Brandon Hall with the quarterback run into the end zone. And just like that, it was 7-0. Later in the first now, Lamesa's Ryan Campos had a bad pitch.
Turnovers will kill you, Lee.
As they always will. Recovered by Colby Boyd for the Mustangs at the 21-yard line. Next play now, Shallowater's Brandon Hall with another TD run. 14-0 Shallowater. And this one would go final. Shallowater rolls over Lamesa tonight by a count of 30-7. All right, well, we're not even close to being done yet, Trevor.
That's right. We've got many more highlights and scores coming up after this first timeout.